want to talk a little about my beliefs and thoughts, which, if you're watching this channel, you got a pretty good idea. I have some friends and relatives who say, well, I'm a scientist. I'm a scientist and a mystic. I'm exploring metaphysical experiences and phenomena. Partly because that's where my interest ended up going, and also that is what's happened to me. Those are my experiences. Basically, I'm just saying follow the data. And, you know, I have a lot of experiences of high strangeness up till and including today. This data led me to these beliefs. One, which we know, we're getting more and more evidence of this now, is the whole UFO phenomena. For years, decades, we've been told that, you're a tin hat wearer, they can't happen, etc. And then eventually the Pentagon, who happens to be the big boys in this circle, say, oh yeah, the phenomena is real. So then academics come out and, well, maybe they're looking at it. I still don't know when they will actually say, okay, yeah, you guys are right. Some are moving more and more in that direction. But they've lied to us for decades. Scientists did not want to look at the data. Journalists did not want to look at the facts. Do your own research. Don't rely on me or anyone else. Go check it out. There's a lot of stuff that's already open source, declassifies material, military material, as well as hundreds of thousands of sightings by just regular people like you and me. That is so obvious to me, and it has been for decades, and it just boggles my mind that someone else can't see the logic of all of that. You look at the ATIP program, and they said, okay, we got like 5 observables that does not happen in other planes that we know aerodynamically. Again, go look at my UFO video. It is on this channel, and educate yourself. Because if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. You're keeping your mindset into a place that does not help us move forward. I'm just thinking, can you imagine? Can you imagine what it would be like if everyone looked at the data and arrived at a logical conclusion? To me, the UFO phenomena, that's a pretty logical conclusion. We've got physical evidence, we've got multiple sightings, we've got electrosensor and radar evidence. That's a given, that's a fact, that's easy. What about big R reality? This is mostly space. This is 99.999999996% space. That means that we're mostly consciousness. Mostly. We are consciousness in this fabricated holographic reality, this video game. We're an avatar for our higher self. And, again, see my video on the reality. So, they did studies on remote viewing. Check out Russel Targ, remote viewing. Is ESP real? These guys can explain it a lot better than me. There's a bunch of studies recorded in Nature magazine, 1976, I think, Institute for Electrical Engineers. These are peer-reviewed journals that took this evidence and said, okay, and they published it. Do your research. If you want to have an opinion, make sure you could back it up with data. Otherwise, you're just mouthing off. I want to look at data. What does the data show? I want to go back to the remote viewing for a minute. Remote viewers are able to move their consciousness through space, get veridical information, get accurate information, and tell, like hundreds of miles away. There's no way you could do that with your normal senses. Or they've also done that in the future or in the past. So that's a weird concept. We think time is linear. Maybe it is, but all of time exists simultaneously right now. So imagine, just imagine this. You take your consciousness, you go back in time to where your little self was, when you were 6 or 8 or 10 or 20 or whatever. And your consciousness is maybe able to interact with that consciousness that was you then, because it's always existing right now. We just see it as linear. But so, and if you were able to influence your consciousness then, I don't know, what would happen? Would you be different? Or would this timeline continue, but there'd be another timeline there where there would be a better you in however many years later it was? Something to think about. Okay, something else that is so obvious to me. Yeah, I believe in God. And the best evidence I have for that, it's not the Bible or the Bhagavad Gita, but there are great souls that all say, hey, there is one great, unconditional, loving entity that is all of us. Basically, it's everything. Everything is a part of God. Everything is consciousness. And as fucked up as what's going on this planet right now, as messed up as all that is, it's a perfect design. It's a perfect plan. We can't see it right now. We're in the middle of the forest and the croc, and like we didn't even have. I'm sure most of you watching this, you got nothing compared to those poor people in Rwanda or in Syria or in Ukraine or in the Gaza Strip. Like, come on. We got it pretty good. Good enough that we could spend time making these videos, hoping that, I don't know, even know what we're doing here, and be able to watch them. So, we got it pretty good. And we are an avatar to our higher self in this big cosmic drama. And what if you look at the near-death experiences, there's a pattern. One is that perfect, all-consuming divine love. And there's a perfect design. And we choose this life. I want to go experience. It's nice to read about, what does it feel like to go driving? But I want to be driving. Not just read about it. I want to do it. So, boom, we're coming back in this life. I get to drive. Isn't that great? Or I want to get, imagine some of those poor guys. Like, I want to get blown up. I want to get beaten up, or a lot of the horrible things. It's hard to imagine that's how things are. And I don't know for sure exactly how it works. Maybe we go in and say, hey, I'm going to get murdered and your best friend up in heaven, we'll call it. Your best friend in that other dimension says, okay, I think you're a little fucking nuts, but I'll go with you and I'll be the murderer. And then maybe when you meet in 3D, you get an opportunity to express your free will. And no, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do something else. I hope it's that way. I don't know all the stuff. And a corollary to that is reincarnation. Hell, Ian Stevenson wrote, book 1970s, 20 cases suggestive of reincarnation. University of Virginia has over 5,000 cases suggestive of reincarnation. See, I can't remember. Actually, I have some vague memories, but I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on that. Not like some of these cases where this kid's 3 years old saying, hey, when I was big, my name used to be so-and-so, and I did this, and here's my wife, and there's my daughter, and like, what is this little kid saying? Just learning to talk. Then they take the kid over to that village where he said that, or he believed that, and he interacts with the people as though he was that person. And he says, I hid a 5 rupee note in this brick. No one knew about it except the person that died. and the kid came back. Kind of bizarre. There's thousands of cases like that. Again, scientific method, you observe data, you test the hypotheses. Check a pattern, test the hypotheses. So, it has not been easy being me. There's a lot of people a lot harder than me, but me. I've fought upstream because of my beliefs. A lot of my friends and relatives try to diminish my experience. You know, I got this one friend, I was telling her some exciting event. I can't remember the specific event. Oh, well, everyone's psychic. I said, well, yeah, I'm not denying that. But, you know, it's like saying everyone's playing ball, but you got little leaguers and you got major leaguers. If I'm not in the major leagues, I'm in at least AAA. I know that a lot of my experiences, most people don't have, or if they do, no one's telling me. And I've been investigating these phenomena for decades. I had one guy, I'm saying, oh yeah, I remember when my heart chakra opened up, and I actually was aware of this heart energy center being touched by this person, whatever she said. And it's just, oh my gosh. And, oh, well, that's just acid reflux. And I said, you know, just because you don't have the level of sensitivity that I have for whatever the experience is going on, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. You know, just like one guy, which you'll look if you read all these as well. He starts saying Stephen has extraordinary amount of 33 showing up. I was with him just a little while ago. Every time not every time, frequently when we go parking somewhere, it's like, boom, there's I don't go looking for these, but I do notice them, you know. Well, I don't know, if it's real or not because I have to check all the cars and then see how many. Come on. Run your own test, like I said, and find your sign. Run your tests, I saw 12 movies in 15 days. 10 of them had 33s in there. Pick a double-digit number. Do your research. If you have an opinion, make sure you can back it up with data. And don't knock someone else down because you're not there. I want to be acknowledged just for my experiences. I don't want someone to diminish them. You could give me some constructive criticism, but if you're just saying crap, I had that poker experience but it's like 1 in a trillion, just wipe it away. No, it wasn't. It was something that specifically happened to me with these 6 young men, and the odds, by the way, are a lot more than 1 in a trillion, at least 10 to the 26. I hope to get another statistician to look at it. But just, that's nothing. And what was sad was no one said fuck all after. No one said anything. Like the UFO thing. Come on, give me a break. This is what's happening. Okay, thank you, and enjoy yourselves. Do some research. Look at the data. Think. What the heck's going on? Thank you. Bye.